Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you for your patience with a slightly delayed start, but we're here. We are in post-heist era cyberpunk, and we will see what shenanigans we get up to. So, as always, I am Jonathan, pronouns he, any. I'm your game master for the evening. Fun fact this time around. A very fun fact. So, between this session and the last one, what's this? Oh my gosh, that is the curated chronicles of Quelmar. That's right, the published setting book, lore book for the Quelmar realm is now available. You can buy it yourself. You can play Quelmar things with all of your friends, all these lovely settings and monsters, and yeah, excellent stuff. You can find a link to that, of course, on our main website. That world. As always, everything in this book is sourced from our community. That is all the words, all the stories, all the features, all the bits, and all the artwork. We turn to our own community to source all of the artwork in the book. No AI is here, not even friendly ones. So, yeah, go and check it out if you feel so inclined. I contributed to the book. I was one of the authors, so yes, I'm biased, but also it's just a very, very cool thing. All right, so I'm going to throw it around the circle as usual. Let's go over to Lee.
Hi, I am Lee. My pronouns are she, her, and I play Bo Delarue. Pronouns he or any. And a fun fact, I guess, is I wrapped up my show, Something Rotten, this past weekend, and Jonathan came to see it, and it made me so happy.
Yeah.
And yeah, now I am, as I was explaining, part of why we were late is that I'm working on a puppet for another show because I have no chill, and it's for a production of Into the Woods, and I'm building the Milky White puppet, and it's based off the Broadway revival version of the puppet, which is really cool. So yeah.
Yay! Yes, it was very fun. I love Something Rotten, and I very much enjoyed seeing the show. Matthew.
Good evening. My name is Matthew. He, him. I am playing Opera, our technohemian technician. And fun fact, I don't have anything as impressive as any of my performing colleagues, but yesterday I did successfully complete the first game of Twilight Imperium I have played in its entirety in some months, and it only took 8 hours. So that was a wonderful success, and it doesn't hurt that I won.
I'm sure it didn't. That's very impressive. I've not attempted. I would say not given a good attempt to playing that game in its entirety. I got a little bit of intro to it in recent memory, but considering that it can say go hypothetically 12 to 13 hours and not finish, more power to you. Let's throw it down to Angela.
Hey, I'm Angela, she, her, playing Tara Trilby, also she, her. She's the med tech with a shotgun, and she just found out that she also really likes grenades, so that's going to be fun. Not too much exciting, nothing, again, nearly as exciting as anything I just heard. Although, last night I was in a one-shot in which my fellow players and I put a bridal dress on a pig and ruined somebody's wedding, and it was awesome.
It was in fact awesome. Pig at a wedding. It's a great micro RPG. Grant Howitt working his magic as usual. Check it out. And last but not least, we've got Ashley, which I will point out. You may have noticed that Ashley's feed here is a little bit different than normal. We had a little bit of technical difficulty, so we're on the phone, which the size is a little different, but honestly, the picture looks great. So, yay, smartphones. Ashley.
Yay! I'm Ashley, she, her. I'm playing Pixie Margell. And I don't really have a fun fact for this time, but it's the last week of June, so happy Pride!
Yay! Yes, happy Pride. For sure. Obviously, my webcam here is not in a position to go see it, but now in my living room over there, now stretched across the vast majority of the ceiling, is a very large Pride flag, like car dealership size. So we like it. Maybe not the biggest car dealership size. Those are about the size of a house. But
And the car dealership didn't even know it was missing.
Can neither confirm nor deny any rumors of theft. It's mini riots, nah. In any case, so that's all of our people, all of our facts, fun and otherwise. Yeah, they're all fun facts here. So yes, let's get into a bit of recap. As we turn up those tunes, there we go. So last time on Cyberpunk was, of course, the long-fabled heist. Pixie's family, the Margaux, were set for a public execution on mostly trumped-up charges. And thankfully, our team, with a bit of scheming and a lot of luck, managed to coordinate, and with the help of contacts everywhere within the city, you managed to pull off this heist. There was a lot of, spotlights and guns and gunships, and a surprise appearance by the governor of Acronia, choosing to make a statement, both literal and otherwise, to the city here to try and cement their power after some unrest within the city, aka riots. But yes, able to escort the Margaux family onto a van waiting in the back, the fake hearse there, driven by Pixie and Kent, who unfortunately became a bit of a fall guy here in the operation, but oh well, it's just Kent. But yes, with all that being said, they were able to make their escape as well, although that nearly went awry with a bit of accidental self-flashbang grenading, but ultimately, you made your escape. You got the Margaux out, and there is no significant evidence left of your involvement, save for eyewitness reports from Kent, but that is at least, yeah, it's just Kent. That is at least the strongest thread that you are aware of, any sort of like visual ID or anything else to tie you to these events. However, at the conclusion of that heist, there was this massive explosion, and looking to the city horizon there, you saw the security force tower, the largest. Community challenge 50%. Yes, thank you to contributing as always to the community challenge of changing friend computer settings, and also shout out to who could these people be, Unlikely Gamer and Coffee Vampire, for resubscribing. We appreciate you. So yes, this tower here. Let me scroll back up to those notes. The largest, most prominent, and most well-secured building in the whole of Echo Center, this security force tower, exploded up in flames and smoke, and you saw it careening down into the city itself. And that is where we left off and where we are going to continue here. Let's swap up that track a little bit here. And so what do you all do in this moment? The obvious answer would be to regroup at the Neon Garden. But given what has just transpired, maybe you've got another idea. What do you do?
Recover from the flashback.
Yeah, still just sort of blink out those swimming dots in your vision. Yep.
Pixie, where are we taking your family?
We need to meet up with. Have we already met up with the other group, right? And did the transfer of people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you did make contact with the other nomad family and successfully transferred, laundered these fugitives into another vehicle.
Well, I think we should probably ditch this vehicle and make our way somewhere else.
Sounds like a plan.
Did we have any sort of like, I assume we would have had a plan to ditch this car and
Sure.
in a way that would not implicate us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you can easily ditch this vehicle. That's a non-issue. If you are kind of planning to cover your tracks here, let's say that would be, I almost want to say stealth, but
I could just rig it to explode.
that
You could
that's
drive
not
it
an
into the. I guess people would be at the explosion already, or the place where the thing that exploded. Just drive it into the fire of that, but that would be maybe not such a good idea.
issue. Yeah.
I think that given the circumstances, we can safely cause a smaller explosion and count on them to be more concerned with the tower.
Entirely true. Yeah. If you want to chalk it up to that, I believe explosives is a skill. No, it's heavy weapons. But in any case,
I mean, heavy weapons is a skill, but I was also just thinking that maybe a vehicle tech skill, for example, might be capable of. I mean, even I know, like, running a line into a gas tank would probably do what I'm trying to do here.
sure. I think between all of y'all's capabilities, I'm not too concerned about causing this explosion. It's making sure that this explosion covers your tracks, I think, here is the important
Sure.
part. So in this case, I'm going to say, let me take one more look at the description for stealth.
We're on an island, right? Could we just drive
You
it
are.
into the water?
You could drive it up and out of the city into the... It would take a little bit of doing, but that you could absolutely do that.
I was trying to think. I mean, whatever's easier. The explosion's more fun.
Yeah. What I'm going to say here is for... If you're going for explosion, that I'm going to say either conceal and reveal... Conceal.
That's a very funny way to conceal.
I'm
reveal.
actually thinking more...
I've concealed it. It's no
Yeah.
longer here.
It no longer exists. I'm actually thinking more criminology, looking at the skills that we don't often use. I'm thinking criminology. Usually that is the skill that you use to, like, dust for fingerprints, ballistic tests, examining evidence, so on and so forth. This is kind of the reverse of that, making sure that nobody can do that to you. I'm looking for a criminology check. I think y'all had been separated, but with Heist Plan, I think it makes sense that y'all were, unless there's anything else, y'all got your earpieces, you're able to re-meet up. So any one of you may make a criminology check here.
What is criminology under?
Criminology is under
education.
intelligence, or education, excuse me.
Well, I've got a 6 in it.
Same.
Let's see. Oh, wait, did I not roll?
Same.
I've got an 8.
Sounds like you're our best crime or.
Otherwise, I'm not
Yeah.
doing
Actually, criminology or tracking, same logic.
anything. Same. I would like to roll the dice.
There is a demolitions skill, but again, that part I'm not worried about. All right, whoever is biting the bullet here, go ahead and let's transition. Bring up that
I'm
dicey...
trying to. It's not letting me.
Oh no.
Okay, hold on. Hello?
Could be a pop-up asking for like luck or something like that.
Yeah, it's not even giving me that. I'll just roll on my phone.
Yeah. If you do, or yeah, if you do manually on phone, whatever. I'll trust
Is it a
roll.
D20? What is it?
D10.
D10. Okay, D10. 6 plus. And I just add my base, right? To the roll. So I got a 6 on the dice.
Okay.
Whatever. So 14.
14. Okay. I will make a note of that. If anybody comes looking for you, the 14 is the number to beat. All right. Perfect. So you do your best to, like, wipe down any fingerprints, get rid of any, like, obvious evidence and details, and then light this sucker up and hope that will do the rest of the trick. I will give you, blowing up this car is going to make it not impossible, but very difficult for anybody to track you down via this particular evidence trail. So, well done. As far as getting back, are you retreating to the Neon Garden to regroup?
In a fittingly roundabout and indirect way, just like hand waving that we make efforts to throw off tails.
For sure. I think here you all did such a good job of evading any sort of pursuit and throwing off the one pursuit that one of our teams did have, that from here I'm not going to worry about that. The only reason I made you roll for the car is because that's a stationary thing, but you do not have any active pursuit on your tail. So yes, you take the long way around the scenic route, maybe grab a bus or something here or there. But as you go through the city here, actually going to change things up a little bit. Let's go with this one. The air in the streets is one of celebration. One might call it a celebration or even a riot, whatever you want to call it, is that in the wake of this tower, pretty quickly, you had all, of course, encountered security force trying to get away, some on your tail, especially Beau and Opera. You were making your way through like an active riot and managed to sneak and slip your way through. Given what just went down, maybe they just went to the tower, but you really don't come across any security force on your way back to the Neon Garden. You've got all these people who are like in the streets, like celebrating public intoxication, throwing bottles, all that biz. No Molotov cocktails, at least not around here. But yes, all the throwing those off to the side. It's chaos, but it's not at least directly violent riot chaos. The people of Echo Center clearly have a very, very clear and strong feeling about what they think of security force in the tower going down.
Before we jump to any conclusions, did we check to make sure that the Philadelphia Eagles didn't just win a game?
Take a... Wait, inspiration's not a thing in this game, right? Take one single improvement point. It's not
well,
used.
thank you.
You get enough of those, and then it will get to a usable
Isn't there
amount.
like a luck or like a
Oh
hero
yeah,
point
there's luck
section?
points. First luck point you use this session here is free here, Opera. Okay. So yeah, you make it back to the Neon Garden. Things are, for the most part, like surprisingly okay here at the Neon Garden. It is more or less business as usual. In fact, it is more crowded and active than usual because with all the celebration, some people are choosing to celebrate at the Neon Garden. As you approach, you see that Iris is there, and she is kind of flashes you a thumbs up as you approach, as she's just doing her best to wrangle all of the crowds here, but she's good at what she does, so is able to handle it. And yeah, you make it in here, and you're here once again in the back rooms in your office here at the Neon Garden. Seemingly got away scot-free and mission accomplished. If we want to chat and have a scene here, we certainly can, just sort of like aftermath. But yeah, let me think. There are still a few hours, I would say, before it's time to go to sleep for the night. They made sure to schedule the public execution when most public could attend it, so it wasn't in the dead of night. It is, I would say, I kind of forget off the top of my head when I said the, but yeah, it's like basically the middle of the day. What do you do?
We're all there.
Yeah, you're all there. You've made it back to the Neon Garden. So wherever you choose to go now, whether it's sticking around here or going home elsewhere, there is clearly no longer a direct path of like we came from the public execution where shit went down.
Yeah, I would say like let's maybe stick together, but also make sure we have like alibis set up. We have that everyone who was involved is clear, and
Sure.
we've done everything to cover every, literal or, proverbial footstep.
Okay. Yeah. I'd say, especially with your power here, you could even potentially coordinate with Iris, but you can give yourself an alibi where you're all here.
Can we say we came in the back way then, so that like we didn't get seen by anybody coming back?
Yeah, that's no problem with me. Yeah, you go in the back and like we've been here the whole time. Sure.
It's a common way to get into the Grey Gardens.
That's true.
Yep. Sure is. With that, perfect. And I will say, as you all sort of get safe, there's a blip from your agents as well.
Ha! What a rip-raring, snorting good time we really showed them what for, didn't we? Ha ha ha! Just see something going down in flames like that. That symbol of tyranny crumbling before our might brings a tear to the eye, if that were possible for someone like me.
Wow, you're a real rebel there, Billy. I like your, I really like your, stick it to the man attitude. It's a lot of fun.
Likewise. Ha ha!
Well, I don't know about y'all, but I could use a drink. So I'm gonna make some mojitos because I need to take out some a little bit of aggression as well, and I find that muddling mint really just helps with that. And assuming that my cocktail set has not been turned into a contraption,
Bold assumption.
truly, if it has, I will make two. But yes, I'm gonna go make a drink, and if y'all would like one too, please feel free to join me.
Yes, let me go into the kitchen first, though. Just to make sure everything is in order.
God damn it.
I just look at Bo and I'm like, I'm sure it's fine. Ish.
Sure. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's great.
Amazing.
Wasn't so good at his job. Oh, damn.
Incredible. So Opera heads off to the kitchen for totally normal reasons.
I was just looking at his watch going, 5, 4, 3, coming in, 2, when it just.
Opera's like backing away from
Totally normal reasons. All right. Anyways.
Yeah,
It's,
everything's totally fine and normal in the kitchen. Why he has his Opera standing there with kitchen utensils already that seem to be trying to ambulate a little bit, but
it's like stepping on like a Cuisinart attachment trying to run away.
I love it.
beautiful. Yeah. So, in the short term here, you start getting, of course, with all this activity, you start getting some scream sheets released, blipping onto your agents. Notably, the quote-unquote official scream sheets, aka propaganda, that you usually ignore, is not released. But all of the like Echo Center, people of the center run scream sheets is, well, perhaps propaganda on the other side, but have these shots and these clips of the tower exploding and falling, as well as even some clips of what was going on at the public execution. Basically all... I would say there's probably no true neutral publications amongst those of Echo Center. There probably used to be, but has devolved since. In that, yeah, there are so many posts, cyber tweets, scream sheets, all the things talking about both of these occurrences, like that. People kind of laughing at the Galikites here, the security force, for not being able to pull off this public execution. It was quite embarrassing for them, and at the same time losing the tower, like this sort of symbol of their might. And after a little bit longer, some posts start circulating that the emissaries of tomorrow are claiming credit for blowing up the tower. Seemingly having like, yeah, it's you see lines like, you know, from a source that did not want to be named from the emissaries of tomorrow, or like this like official. Actually, I'd say one of the scream sheets that you get like is straight up a propaganda rag of the emissaries of tomorrow, and they are talking about their triumph of destroying this symbol of fascism and helping free these people, free the people of Echo Center. This has struck a blow such that at least the end, though inevitable, you know, with their rhetoric, the end, though inevitable, is at least delayed a little bit further.
So the just to remind myself, we were trying to blame it on, or leave clues to blame it on the
Gainsaid.
The Gainsaid. So yes,
Yes, the
you
Gainsaid.
did leave some materials trying to frame the Gainsaid at the public execution, and accordingly, some of these scream sheets. There doesn't seem to be any, you know, official confirmation from the Gainsaid, because why would there be? But there are rumors floating around. People have found this evidence. It seems like the debacle of the public execution does seem like the prevailing theory, this rumor, is that the Gainsaid were somehow attached to it. But
Okay,
the tower,
Emissaries of Tomorrow.
the emissaries of tomorrow, are claiming credit for the tower. I think at this point, is there anything y'all would like to do, sort of before it's, you know, time to sleep, time for the next day?
Well, I knew Comet's dancing was bad, but this is ridiculous.
Patch is just gonna send a quick text off to her brother and just say, "Do we need to talk?" That's it.
Okay. It takes a little while for a response, but eventually you do get a text back from Scratch. And the response is, do we need to talk? No. Celebrate? Yes. And just like attaches a screenshot of the Emissaries of Tomorrow scream sheet where they proudly took credit for the tower. And then say, celebrate, yes. Isn't this exciting? We are reclaiming the future for ourselves.
Yeah, she's gonna leave that shit on red. Just saying now.
Okay. Eventually, a few hours pass. Pixie, you do get a text from an unknown number that just is a thumbs up emoji. Confirmation that the agreed upon confirmation with the I've got the other family written down here, I think, in my notes elsewhere. That was the one thing I forgot to transfer. But the other nomad that was the agreed upon signal from the other nomad family that the Margos have made it to safely to a nomad camp outside the center, just on the island.
That was the Vemery family.
Vemery, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you all for your help in getting my family out. I know that was a lot, and it was a big risk for all of you, but I do appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Worth it. Absolutely worth it.
Yeah, so for this unknown number, yeah, you get left on red as well, but you know it's best practice not to leave too much of a paper trail.
Great.
Excellent. And Pixie, you check in on Maverick as well, who at this point is still not quite to the point where he can be fully discharged, but is continuing to improve. Conscious most of the time, just needs a little bit more sort of recovery and rest time before they can, continue on. And yep. So I will throw it.
Can I check in with the garage? Is there? I assume I have somebody that's there.
Yeah.
And just make sure everything's cool there, given what happened last time.
Sure. Did you sort of commission or flag down? Obviously, normally that's Maverick's job, and you're busy with this job. Did you contact another nomad to sort of keep an eye on things, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think we had talked about in that week or whatever, between the incident and our heist.
Okay.
We had talked about Pixie was doing work in the garage with other nomads, fixing up cars and stuff.
Yes,
so
that's right.
I assume I would have just I don't know, left somebody there to keep an eye on things.
Absolutely. Yeah, there is another nomad, Harper. Another nomad, Harper, is the one that you've sort of kind of deputized, and you've left in charge of the garage, keep an eye on things while you're busy with this assignment. And I'm going to write that down. Harper.
I'll just send them a text and just say all good, and that's it.
Sure. You get a response. It says, yes, all good. There is one thing though. A lot of security force pulling out. This is a few hours after the incident. I'd say by now it's getting into later evening when they respond. But yeah, they mention, since the garage is basically there on the exit out of Echo Center, back above ground, they mentioned they've seen security forces just pulling, like leaving the city?
I'll just say, lay low, let them do their thing.
You get a thumbs up. Cool. Cool. I think before we move on to the next day... Oh, I don't know why the video decided to do that. Let me fix your video here. Actually, there we go. Perfect. Opera and Bo, anything y'all like to get up to before you turn in for the night?
I mean, I did joke, but if the emissaries of tomorrow are involved, I presume that Comet has some involvement or association with this.
Sorry, I missed that. Say that one more time.
I mean, I know we tried and failed to find Comet prior to all of this going Tango uniform, but I mean, do I have any avenue of contact? Could I send my own little text to be left on red?
Sure. Yeah. I would say Comet, at least if you didn't have it before, gave it you their contact info when he tried to recruit you. Send a wink emoji.
And I would just text him, I see you finally brought the house down.
Interesting. You send that text. Do you check in with any? Or yeah, you asked kind of avenues. So you send this text, and for a while you don't get any response. You sort of check in with some of your other friends in the Technohemian community, just casually asking, have you seen Comet lately? And it's been a few days since your whole thing breaking into Comet's house and all that jazz a couple sessions ago. Nobody has seen Comet for days. Like, since about the time that you broke in, like just before that, no one has seen Comet for a while. And it takes several hours. Eventually, you do check in on your text with Comet, and you see that it has been read, but not responded to. You got left on red.
Yep, that would be what Opera would be doing.
Okay. Very, very good. Yeah, so this has been MIA for a while, which is unusual. He is one of the more outspoken, more vocal members of the Technohemian community, so it's unusual for him to go off for that long, but I mean, the emissaries are clearly busy right now, so maybe it's just that. Oh, yeah. Yes, thank you, Lyman, for the Debbie Gibson nod for Lee over here. Yep. So, with that being said, let's... if that is all... Oh, actually, sorry. You said you were doing that opera. Is there anything else that you wanted to get up to, Bo, before sleeping? Oh, I can't hear you.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. I don't have anything major to do. I will just say that to make my skill increases make some sense.
Sure.
That perhaps in trying to undo some of the things that Opera did with my cocktail set, I will that'll translate into like the lock picking, getting good with like very small, minute machinery. Because I went up 2 levels in lock picking because I saved up some points from last time we leveled up.
Sure.
And then I also went up and what was the other thing I did? Something else. I don't know. I'm just gonna say I use that time to kind of skill ramp a little bit.
Yeah, you let Iris handle sort of all the hubbub there in the Neon Garden. You take this time for yourself to sort of like self-soothe a little bit, and yes, I don't know why would you want to, but undoing the objective improvements that Opera has given to your kitchenware. In any case,
I just want to make a drink. I don't need this. It just, I don't know, holds up whatever crawling mechanism at like horrific.
Don't you understand? I've almost made it so that your KitchenAid is capable of independent, self-recurring improvement.
But
Sort of a Grey Goo scenario starting in your kitchen.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you first.
I was gonna say, yeah, all the KitchenAid attachments, yes, are being put to good use here as they start like kind of worrying each other up. Yes, exactly. Some iterative self-improvement, which is fine. This kitchen is aiding itself. Very good. All right. So with that, you all turn in for the night. Actually, I'd say before you all like really split on your way, so you're like sending messages and stuff, checking in on stuff, but making sure you spend significant time here to like really keep your alibi going and keep your heads low while things are progressing here in the city. And it's pretty late. It's about the time you're considering. It's like, okay, it's time to like, So it's been like many hours here. Do you all stay here at the Neon Garden, or do you go to your respective abodes?
Can I forgot what other thing I did want to do.
Sure.
If I can do a tiny little bit of retconning. I just wanted to, I know that he's probably still being watched, but if I can use my scrambler, descrambler to just shoot a text to the gardener, and just say like, hey, just heard a massive explosion. I assume it was hearable across the city, and if not, the scream sheets would have said stuff about it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
just say like, are you okay? Is everything okay up top or whatever? But first question is, are you okay? And then if so, is everything else okay up there?
Sure. You send this, scrambled text up to the gardener, and you don't get a response. In
That's
fact, it doesn't even show red.
Oh, shit. Cool. Good to know.
Okay. Very good. So, as far as sticking together goes, do you? I guess the question is, who is staying at the Neon Garden?
My thought is we
I
should
think
probably.
it would make sense to stick together.
Okay.
Yeah, for safety at least, because we don't know if something else is going to happen. I think if we go to check on people, we need to stay as a group just to.
I mean, I also think that even the most charitable interpretation of what has happened here is that there's now an open armed insurrection against the government, which even if it seems like the good guys got in a nice first hit, like still not like a go home and see how it shakes out kind of day.
Yeah. This is basically a coup, like some open revolt is happening. You are absolutely correct. Which people are dealing with it in different ways. Some of the, I suppose, less militant ones are celebrating this strike. We'll see how that develops. But you suspect that some of the more militant people, like who are actually rioting around the public execution, are up to some stuff as well. But sure, okay. So you all stick together. Thanks, Simon. Good luck with Motorhead there. So you all bet. Yes.
Oh, I was just gonna say, for some roleplay, I guess. I will tell Iris that if to put just a message out that's like, if anybody was dehomed due to the explosions, or we can roleplay it too if we want, but just sort of background. just I'll call her over, I guess, and just say like, hey, Iris, we can still keep business going if people really want it, but let's like take like half of the neon guard and just set that up in case anybody, with the explosions and chaos that's happening, if anybody was dehomed by that or is in need of a place to stay, go ahead and let them in as long as they don't make trouble.
You got it. I'm trying to remember what I made Iris sound like before, but she looks at you and nods. You got it, of course. Yeah, we can set aside some room for anyone who sort of gets caught in the crossfire. Should I call in some med techs, you think, or?
If there's any available, hopefully they're all over at the site to do stuff, but probably wouldn't hurt if there's anybody with any sort of medical, background to keep them, just, tell them to stay close. But hopefully there weren't too many injuries, but and that the hospital has space for them.
You got it. She nods and like instantly pulls out her agent and starts texting some med techs and walks off to start setting up some shelter, some triage areas just in case, because things are hairy out there. Makes a lot of sense. Okay. With that, you all have your own space, your own kind of rooms for the night. And you tell me, Bo, how is Bo resting peacefully or kind of a little restless, sort of fitful sleep here tonight with everything going on?
I think Bo is probably a bit restless, just due to the fact that he's not heard anything from the gardener. Like, it's not even like the message itself hasn't even gone through to another phone is concerning, or at least that's what it sounded like. It's not even gone, like it's not even been received. Is very concerning. So I think that's weighing on him, even if he's, Sean is not the nicest of people, he still cares about him because Bo cares about everyone. Who's, everyone who's not a jerk, a total,
Sure.
An actual jerk. But I think he's also still concerned too, just about making sure that, Pixie's family is going to be okay, and that they'll find some way for them to be reunited with each other, and
Sure.
That things won't get traced back. I think there's a lot of things that are probably going through Bo's head right now, but he's,
Very good. So as you sort of toss and turn, try and get a few winks here and there, it's really hard to keep your mind still. Some of this concern is for the gardener, the fact that they haven't even responded or been able to read your message, which, given what you were able to sort of deduce at least somewhat about their situation before, it seemed like, yes, they were being watched, not in the best sorts. At about 5 a.m., like 5 in the morning, it's you feel like you're just finally able to get at least a couple hours under your belt. Your agent pings, and you look, and it is from the gardener. There is a text that just says, "Get out of garden now," with "now" in all caps.
Oh shit. Okay.
Aw, he does care.
I will take that with the utmost seriousness, and
Okay.
I assume there's some way to quickly, communicate for a somewhat PA system for emergencies installed. That Not that I've ever probably used it, but
Quick, here, use this one. I hold out something that looks like it used to be a blender.
oh god damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, Opera's got
Thanks,
patched
Opera.
into what's supposed to be just music piped into rooms and everywhere, but has, rigged a bit of a PA hack. Sure.
Yeah, just started speaking into a blender. Attention all, I don't know what you call it, attention everyone at the Neon Garden. In a calm and orderly fashion, I will need everyone to evacuate immediately. This is of utmost seriousness. Drop whatever it is you have, even if you're naked. Get the heck out of here. There is an alleyway on either side of the Neon Garden. I don't know, I'm making shit up here, but an alleyway on either side of the garden. Please find your way out there, find shelter, but get out of the Neon Garden right now. We will let you know as soon as we can if you're able to re-enter safely. Thank you.
Got it.
And I play closing time on the PA system as we run out.
Yes.
Ooh, I really wish I was, not bound by copyright. Otherwise, I would love to play that right at this moment. We can just pretend in our mind's ear that closing time is playing. Yes. Do you try and text the gardener back?
I'm going to hold off because I think I'm more concerned with getting everybody out.
Okay.
But yeah, I will. Yeah, I'm just going to try to get everybody outside now.
Basically, as soon as you finish that PA announcement, it's been like 60 seconds since you got that text or so. Just as those straining those notes of the piano, the intro to closing time start playing, they haven't even got to the vocals yet, and you kind of hear this strange whistling sound overhead, and you immediately then start hearing explosions that start rocking the building around you. Just you hear it like around you, fall outside. The roof is just about collapsing over your heads. I need, let's see here, let's throw this on. There we go. I need everybody to roll initiative, please.
Oh, jeez.
Let me throw all of y'all into that tracker.
How do we roll initiative?
So if you click the cross swords there in the top right on Foundry, you can just click the big D20 icon, and it'll roll for you.
Crossed swords. Oh, yes, okay. Did that roll?
Sure did. Okay. So we've got 15, 13, 9, and 3 from Pixie here. Okay, with these explosions continuing to rain down around you, you also see, hear all of the building around you. Neon Garden was built to withstand perhaps a lot of debauchery, but artillery shelling, not so much. You all need to get run for your lives, quite literally here. We're going to start at top of initiative. Opera, is there anything special you're doing, or are you just booking it for the closest exit?
The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find the easiest path of exit and try and assess if the structural integrity of the doorway is potentially compromised, because I'm strong enough that I might be able to hold it up long enough for other people to get out. Opera knows that, like, he's got crumple zones. He can survive a little bit of rubble, but he wants to make sure other people are safe.
Love that. Okay. Very awesome. What I'm going to say is, go ahead and roll Actually, I'm gonna hold off on the roll until it comes relevant. If it does in fact need to be necessary that you are like holding exit ways open for other folks. Bo, what do you do?
I think Bo would immediately start checking on other people. But if you'll allow me this bit of silliness, presumably Bo has a box of glow sticks somewhere in his office.
I would be shocked if you didn't.
Yep. And I would like to basically, however many turns this would take, I basically want to try to with Opera's help, find the safest point of egress from the building and be because I assume, any power we probably had has gone out. So throwing down glow sticks to light the safest path out of the building for anybody that's still caught in the building, and just see if there's anybody that is immobile currently due to rubble falling or anything like that.
Got it. Okay. Thankfully,
I think that'd probably take a little while, but that's kind of my goal at the moment.
Perfect. I just remembered that I actually have a club map base that I made for last session, so let's go ahead and head over here. Oops.
There we are.
Also, there we go. Fix Ashley's camera on this screen as well. Very good. So yes, you all are here. You start in the office. Opera, you are positioning yourself, trying to make sure that the way stays clear. Bo, you said you are grabbing glow sticks and just trying to make the exit guide the way
light
out.
up the space around us, light up chuck them in the direction.
Perfect.
Of the
Yes. So I'm obviously not able to represent it on the map here, but yes, the power with these explosions rocking the building, the electricity has gone out. It is pretty dark here. The only sources of light are things that glow in the dark, which are more things than usual for, a building around here. But with the glow sticks, you're a help to light the way out. You start hearing sounds of screaming, panic, confusion from the other guests of Neon Garden, because you gave them a heads up so they weren't taken completely by surprise, but they still did not have time to get out of this building here. I'm actually going to throw this up as well. There we go. Excellent. So with that, cool. Go ahead and, gosh, what would that even be?
I was thinking either I was kind of I don't know, evasion, but that's not really it.
This actually almost feels a bit more, I just saw it a moment, tactics. Tactics is a skill here that I would like you to use. This is knowing how to direct battle, marshal people around. It's not exactly it wasn't until moments ago a war zone, but now we're here.
To do a roll in the chat, it's /R. I know I always ask this, always forget.
Yes, yeah, /R space D10 plus your bonus. I'm sorry that your sheet is not cooperating with you.
Yeah. I've tried different browsers. I don't know why it's not doing it, but so it'd be a 13.
Okay, so you've got a 13 here to try and lead the way. It's not bad. With a 13, that will help. Maybe not immensely. There is, even though you were keeping things lit, the way that things are crumbling around here is making exit very, very difficult. So here at initiative 10, before we get to anybody else here. Oh no. Maybe it will let me. Okay, I'm just going to do manual initiative because I just realized I started the initiative on a different map and it disappeared. So, come on, there we go. So we've got 15, 13, 9, 3. Very good. So at initiative 10, there is a particular explosion overhead. I need everybody to please make an evasion roll. I would say, Opera, yours is going to have a penalty here since you are actively... actually, here's what I'll say. You're going to have a -2 on this, but that is going to give a +2 to... Yeah, I'll say the other folks here.
So it shakes out to a 17.
17 for you. Very good. Okay.
It's not working for me either. I could roll initiative. I don't know why I can't roll evasion.
Strange. I'm not sure why it's being ornery here today, but could be that I've got the extra one popped out, but wouldn't think so. In any case, go ahead and just... You can do it manually. /r space D10 plus your bonus.
How do I find my bonus?
So are you able to open your sheet at all?
That I can. I'm at level 6 with a base of 13.
Evasion 13, perfect. So yeah, /r space D10 plus 13.
And can I add a couple points of luck to that?
You sure can.
I'm going to add 3 points, so let's see if that works.
It sure does. Cool. So we've got a 17, a 21, 20, and 26. Cool with that. You were able to... Yeah, everybody got over 20. Those who got 20, so everybody except for Opera here. Thankfully...
I did not get over 20.
But 18, but plus 2.
18.
I'm giving... so with Opera's... with what Opera did, he's sort of like kind of keeping everything stable as much as for y'all to get out. So gave Opera a penalty and y'all a bonus. So the 3 of you who aren't Opera, go ahead and take 4 points of damage. Thankfully, you're able to withstand the worst of it. Easily able to dodge the big chunks there. Opera, even with a 17, thankfully, you catch more of the brunt, but still not that bad. With your... Actually, yeah, too late. Should have made you do athletics instead of evasion, but in any case... you take 7 points of damage here, Opera. Okay, moving on initiative, that's going to be 9, which is... I should probably write it down. So that's, yeah. Patch, Pixie, Opera, Bo. Good. Patch, what do you do?
Okay, well, Patch doesn't have any glow sticks, and she doesn't have a crumple zone. Mobility is kind of her middle name, in the sense that, and I think I've mentioned this before, I established, even if she's not used to explosions coming from everywhere, she is used to, say, police raids coming in all of a sudden, so she knows when to GTFO pretty fast. So she just grabs the med bag in one hand, or shotgun in the other, because of course she would.
Mm-hmm.
And is there an exit that is already open? Like, is the door already open or not yet?
This door is open, yes.
Okay. From that light, I'm assuming there's light from the outside?
Oh, you mean open to the outside, excuse me.
Yeah, sorry.
You're not able to see a door to the outside from here. Bo's office is to the closer side of the back entrance, but is purposely like in a place that's a little bit more sequestered. You can see light from Bo's glow sticks.
Okay. But the people inside are in a panic,
Yes.
correct?
Absolutely.
All right. Can she... I see the map. I'm not sure how to leave.
I don't think I have any walls up, so you can just click and drag your character or click and use your arrow keys.
Okay. Because I guess I'm pretty much... And where is the... Do I know where the... Well, I would know where the closest exit is from where I am, even if I don't see it.
Yes. So closest exit from where you are is going to be up here.
Okay.
So there is like the main entrance here, which has some security stuff, but y'all would be able to sort of like slip through the back counter of this sort of like main bar here and get to the back alleyway that we see over here.
So I guess her main thing right now is to get to that area, but she's also going to try and keep an eye out for any patrons that look like they aren't going to be able to make it on their own. Not even just the blindly panicking ones, but the ones where you can just tell they're not going to make it if they don't get help.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna make you roll to. Actually, yes, I do want a perception roll, please, just because there's a lot of debris and smoke and darkness. It'll be a little bit easier. Sorry.
Sorry.
Since Bo is providing some light, it is going to be slightly easier to do this.
My other question was, she has the equivalent of teleoptics, where you can see up to 100 meters/yards.
Okay.
Is that going to help?
I'll give you a little bit of bonus on that. This is more like a bunch of stuff in the way versus distance, but that would I would say that would help.
Okay. And you said perception,
correct.
So that is base 8. So D10 plus 8.
Let's see, perception here. Correct.
Yeah, and 2 more points of luck, so... Yeesh.
15. You do see like some people who are like a little bit groggy, have already been hit by some debris, like will almost certainly need some help to get out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, you find some
Then-
with a 15.
Yeah, those people, I'm going to try and gently corral them towards that exit.
Okay. You...
I don't know how far I can get.
okay.
Yeah.
I got you here. This is a little bit of
Thanks.
theater of the mind here. I'm not using these distances strictly as written. This map, admittedly, was originally used just for more of the flavor of visual. I use this on a spur of the moment. It's like, oh yeah, I do have a map for that. So, in any case, yeah, you start corralling some of the people that are like stumbling out of the bathroom or are sort of wandering. This wall here is like mostly collapsed into this main bar area here. I'd say a couple of people stumbling out from these private rooms down here. Absolutely.
Okay.
So I will say, obviously, you might be able to get some people out. This is going to make escaping harder. Okay. Pixie, what do you do?
Is my phone still working? Or my agent, I guess.
Yes.
Then I will send a note to Harper. That just says something along the lines of like, will you bring me a vehicle as close as you can to the Neon Garden? Get all of the other vehicles out of the garage and spread out.
Sorry, say that one more time.
So I'm wanting Harper to bring a vehicle to as close as they can to the Neon Garden.
Okay.
And then to get all of the other vehicles, or as many as they can, out of the garage and like spread out so they're not in the same place.
Okay. Got it. You are able to dash that off. I'm going to say that's like your action for this round, but you can still move yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Patch and try to help corral people towards the exit as much as I can.
Okay. Got it. Very good. Very good. So that is end of the round. You see more and more of this building collapsing. You think you might see some light from outside, but in all this dust and debris and cloud, you're not really entirely sure if it could just be exposed wires now sparking. There's just a lot. What you do know is that you can try and still make that beeline for the exit up here. We're going to start back at the top of the round with Opera. What do you do?
Do I need to potentially maintain my defensive position to keep granting that bonus? It seems like a fairly valuable bonus to folks.
Yeah, I will say if you can reposition yourself now that everybody's out of the office at least to try and keep the way clear. Ways up. Yes, you can do that.
I'm actually going to thinking about it. Is there anything like engineering adjacent that I might be able to roll to potentially create a brace that can stand even when I am not there? That feels like a thing a technician might be good at.
Yeah. You could do let me think here. Yeah, engineering's a skill, is it not?
An education skill. If not,
you can't. I'll say yes. You absolutely. Oh, I know. Go ahead and make your building, which is a tech skill. I'm gonna say use your tech skill. I am going to say do it at disadvantage because this is a very sort of abrupt, a difficult scenario. Yo.
Well, I rolled a bad one. So there's no way I'm rolling lower than that. So I think I'm too distracted thinking about all of my wonderful kitchen appliances that are going to go down in the fires.
Oh no.
Yes. Unfortunately, there is just not enough visible good material to use at hand, and things are just too unstable. You think you've got something rigged up, and then there's another salvo of these explosions here that make it completely topple.
Oh, look out! They're going to send your buttress flying!
So you're able to make it to this door here. Unfortunately, no bonuses this time around. Okay, that is going to bring us to Bo.
There we go. I don't know what to do. How many people is there? I mean, I don't know if this was a planned thing you had or not, but how many people would you say are still stuck inside?
Hard to say. Visually, you see, I think, a few scrambling. There's the small handful that Patch is trying to wrangle here. But this is a big place, and there are a lot of people. You don't know exactly how many because Iris was sort of handling the main corralling tonight.
Is there any... Okay. I have a thought. I'm just looking for the skill to see if it would even be worth trying. If I were to... Okay, I guess if I look around, are any of the walls around, walls that I know lead to an exterior, are any of them crumbling or crumbled, but there's just not enough space for a person to get through, or like basically what I'm trying to do is just make a bigger point of egress.
Got it. So you do know. So we can see over here, like there are some doors, kind of in the back area of the bar, the counter there, that go to like an alley there. But that is all an exterior wall. So like if you could, and just about everything in this establishment is crumbling. Like this building is coming down for sure. You could try and encourage that particular wall to crumble a little bit sooner and try and make that an exit way into the alley.
Okay, great. Then I will look for like I have a slightly silly way to do this, so if this is too much, let me know. But presumably somewhere in this vicinity we have I don't know if people will be familiar with this, a Sibian, which is a very, very large vibrating device.
Yep.
And yeah, I would like to take one of those and with my grappling hook, basically hook it up to like a beam, and I want to get like the whole wall to shake. So I'm just going to turn it to the highest setting and try to get the rest of the wall to crumble down so that more people can get out more quickly.
Okay.
That's a very powerful Sibian, but we're in the cyberpunk future here. So
no matter how this turns out, I just want to see the scream sheets afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you take the limiters off of those things and they
That's what I'm saying.
Let's just say the ending of E.T. would have looked very different.
Weapon of mass something. All right. Here's what I'm going to say. You will need to make your way into this whole bar area over here in order to pull that off first. What I can say is you can use your movement to move in that direction and then action to try and rig this thing up. Your next turn, you might be able to start accomplishing that. But in the meantime, I'm going to think about what kind of role that would be.
Yeah, hit down with it. Hit down with the skill with that.
Tell you what, I will let possibly basic tech, but or engineering. In the meantime, tell you what, you can look through the skills and see if you want to sell me on a particular one while I'm going to keep things trucking. Sound good?
Cool. Sounds
okay. In this particular case, so you start running towards that direction here and start cobbling this thing together. I will ask for a skill check on that in a moment. But for now, that is back to initiative 10. I'm going to say that I'm going to need either athletics or evasion here to, once again, as the explosions continue, building continues to crumble, it is going to be harder to evade more of this building now. It is getting progressively more difficult. Patch, you are unfortunately going to get a... I mean, you're helping multiple people escape. I think this is going to be disadvantage for Patch.
Okay.
So yeah, hit me with those evasion or athletics for everybody.
If I use my last luck points, how does that work with disadvantage?
You can go ahead and roll it with the luck and everything, and then just roll a bare d10, and we'll do some quick mental math.
Okay.
It got held. I don't know why Foundry's being particularly strange today with a no rolling thing, but it's okay. Ooh, and a crit from Pixie. Very good. Okay. I'm not sure why it rolled twice, but let's just take the first one because also obviously it's better. So Pixie, you're not at disadvantage, thankfully. So you get I'm going to say with a crit to a 31. I did say it was getting worse, so it is, I'm going to say not very much. So for you, Pixie, you only take 5 points of damage. For other folks, let me take a quick peek. So that is a 15 from Bo, a 20 from Opera, and a Oh, and you rolled the exact same thing there, Patch, so disadvantage thankfully did not hurt you this time. 15, 20, and a 23. Mm-hmm. 4, 3.
Oh,
Okay, so what that ends up being is, sorry, one second here. See, that is going to be 10 for. Yes, question.
Do we count our like armor jack stuff for this? Like with the, you know, like.
I was thinking about that. In this case, I'm going to say no, because those are meant for like to stop ballistics. This is large bludgeoning pieces of building. So
Gotcha.
In this, on the plus side, your armor is not going to get ablated, but bad side, it's not helping you right now.
Gotcha.
So that is just 5 damage for Pixie, 10 for Opera and Patch, and 13 for Bow. That is going to continue to get nastier the longer you stay in here, but we'll see how this all shakes out. Okay, that is after initiative 10, so Patch, that is you.
Yeah, okay. How far can I get the group at this point?
If you'd like, you can roll, I would say I was about to say straight charisma check, but no, that would be I'd say persuasion or tactics check here to try and marshal this herd towards the exit. If you do very well, you're going to be able to move quicker, maybe get less of a penalty for trying to dodge building, and vice versa.
And where would tactics be again?
Tactics is a intelligence skill, which is...
Yeah, no, definitely not tactics. Persuasion's really not that much better, but I will give it a shot.
Okay. A 10. With a 10, I mean, they're certainly, like, they're listening to you, but there is a lot of panic here. I'm going to say you're able to herd... you are, in fact, able to herd them into this bar area here. Yeah, vaguely in there, but you're not able to, like, make it to the exit. If things go well, next turn, you might be able to get them out then, but we will see how that shakes out. And then last but not least, and I'm going to say that is your action, because you've got these people that you are dealing with as well. Pixie.
So I have a grapple gun. Can I use that to help people escape, whether that's like pulling them or pulling debris?
I will say that you can get yourself into position and with your grappling hook sort of help Bo's endeavor to clear a larger path to the exit, of like using the grappling hook to like, yeah, help pull or shake loose that wall, as whichever the case may be. Yeah, so I'll say you can move much like Patch has done here. You're able to sort of like just make it into the bar area, so you'll be able to help Bo in a moment. Sound good? Okay, and we'll say like hold your action until that occurs. Okay, back around to the top. We've got Opera.
Guys, I am allegedly one of the very most evasive people in the world, according to the way its abilities are described, and it's becoming very difficult for me to get out of the way of things. We might consider escaping.
Good idea.
I've got some stuff I can use to heal, but we gotta get everybody out. If you are about to go down, get yourself out.
Well,
but...
I'm close to half, and half is like the magical point where you are at risk of dying from any subsequent hit. So...
If I remember correctly, you start taking -1 to everything once you hit half health.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like half health is kind of the threshold where it becomes a problem. I mean, are there any people conveniently close enough to me that I could just literally grab them and run at this point and just run for the exit?
Yeah, I would say you can sort of help with the folks that you're able to reach that Patch is currently corralling. Yeah, you can sort of help split that up here. I won't say you can't carry everybody, but you can carry some people. Go ahead and roll an athletics check, and we'll see how you do.
What about body? Since I'm just trying to pick people up.
Let me... no, this is definitely going to be athletics.
Okie dokie. Well, I guess I'll use some... Oh, that's right.
Which, I mean, pulls on... Oh, that pulls on dexterity rather than body. Interesting.
Yeah.
I would say you can use...
dancing them out.
I would say you can use your... like your athletic skill ranks with your body stat.
Ooh, I like that.
In this case. You know, strangely, yeah,
right,
athletics is under dexterity, even though like in the description it's includes lifting weights, which is just mostly not dexterity unless you're getting into like powerlifting form. Anyway.
I'm putting a little luck on this.
I don't think anything has the body uses the body stat.
Buddy, I put too much luck on it.
Boy,
oh, right, roll another.
Yeah, roll another.
Oh, well. 27.
Still 27. Still 27. With that crit there, I'm going to say that... Yeah, you scoop up like one person either arm, and you just farmers carry them to the exit there. So you, with a crit that good, I'm going to say you're almost able to make it outside. Not quite, but next turn you will be able to leave.
All right. I think I can survive that, so that's my turn.
Okay, Bo, that's you. Oh,
okay.
yes.
I am
just
also
remembered your plan.
scarily close to that halfway point, in that I am 0.5 away from it. I assume you round down. I hope you round down.
I think so. It thankfully this system Foundry takes care of that sort of stuff automatically, so it does look as
like
if you are not.
state.
Yeah, you're not in the wounded state yet, but you by a factor of rounding is how close you are right now. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. That's okay. Bo just wants to get everybody out safely. So, but I will shout, I guess, if speaking is a free action. If you need it, I have some things that will heal you immediately and or keep you from feeling certain states. They're on my person, so feel free to grab them. I give you consent. And then I will turn on that Sibian or hook it up or whatever we gotta do to like a generator, whatever the hell we have. And try to get that wall to come down.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. You do your best.
I was like, I want it to be more of the David Hasselhoff style, and that he claims he brought down that wall. In my best David Hasselhoff impression with the Sibian.
Certainly better Hasselhoff than the other guy. Continue. Yep.
Yes. So probably, I would say basic tech would.
Yeah, I would allow a basic tech or I say basic or weapons tech.
I was like, I'm not really good with that stuff. Any of it. What is my weapons tech? Oh no, worse. Okay.
Is there any sort of bonus if Pixie's helping?
Yes, Pixie, you are helping here, so there is going to be a bonus. You know, if Pixie, you spent your full action doing so. Why not? Let's go ahead and let's do an advantage roll here.
Oh, great. Okay, and then I'm gonna pump some luck into it as well.
Cool. So same as
Actually, I'm just gonna
before.
pump all
Yeah.
of my luck into it.
Okay.
Um,
So same as before. Do like the official roll, and then just roll bear d10 for advantage.
Okay, so it'll be either say 14 or 10, 7 plus 3. Oh, come on.
Okay. So it is a 14 here. With a 14, you make some progress. And Pixie, you are shot out your grappling hook, and you're trying to pull down this wall. But even though the building is coming down around your ears, this is still a very heavy piece of wall. If you continue on your next turn, you will be able to. I'd say unless and if you continue next turn, you will be able to pull this off, but it has not come down yet. We'll say you're able to start move in here, and like you're going for the big wall. So yes, this big wall on the east side here, that is exterior facing. You would know this, so you start trying to pull this wall down, shake it loose with your improvised weapon, so to speak. Okay. With that being said, that is initiative 10. Which is more building collapsing here. So I want everyone once again to make either a athletics or evasion check here. I'm going to say because you crit before, Opera, I'm not going to impose a penalty. Also because your buff is hell. And Patch, I'm going to say because Opera has helped diminish the size of people that you're looking afterward, I'm just going to give I'm not going to make you roll at disadvantage. I'm going to say it's just I'll say -1. Yeah, -1. Okie dokie. So that is a 17 from Patch, 20 from Bo, 18 from Pixie, and a dirty 20 from Opera. Very nice. Okay. Still all pretty dang good. Let me remind myself how much it had scaled before. Yeah. Yep. Okay, for though, let me just actually roll all together here. So that is 11 points of damage for our dirty 20s, 15 for the other two. And what I will say as well is, as far as the people who you're trying to escort out, they are taking damage as well, but I'm going to put them in the same boat as y'all. I'm not going to track damage for these people. You're trying to protect them, so I'll say if you make it out, they will too, although probably very hurt. Okay. That is going to bring us to Patch.
Yeah, I'm not going to take another hit. I literally cannot. So I am going to try and move ahead of the people that I've been helping and just try to open the door. Like to the exit. And I'm assuming there's got to be some light from out there that will be able to guide them to the exit. Because there's no use helping them escape if the rescuer themselves will die before reaching the exit.
Fair point. The thing is Tell you what, if you're sort of like helping guide them out, go ahead and just roll a straight D20 luck check for me. Or D20, excuse me. D10 luck check. 7. Okay. Very good. You think like there are some flashes of light from these explosions. Not a lot of electricity outside, but for better or for worse, these explosions are lighting the way. So they seem to be following well enough in your footsteps here. And since you are not actively hurting them, I'm going to say that you are able to make it outside of the building here.
Okay.
Pixie, how about you?
I would also like to try to leave and get out.
Okay. Yeah, if
Any
you're
means
just dashing, then you can make it out.
Okay. Have I heard back from Harper?
You have not gotten a response yet.
Okay.
Or I suppose yeah, it's only been like a couple of seconds. You haven't got a response yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Cool. So you make it out as well. Very good. End of the round. Actually, yeah. End of the round. Let me do a quick roll.
Do we see anything when we get outside?
Not a lot. You feel like you can tell just based on the quality of the air and seeing these flashes, explosions from the outside that you are outside, but there is so much smoke and dust in the air, you really can't see much. Okay, it was a 7. At the end of the round here, you do, now that you make it outside, you see a ping from Harper that just has a thumbs up. Or thumbs up, and it's like coming to you. Sweet. Top of the round. Opera.
I'm going to drag my seriously wounded, beautiful body out of this wreckage.
Excellent. You do so. You are close enough that even though you've got some passengers here, you're able to make it out.
I crawl out. Bo, I saved them. I saved my toaster knives.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Roll a D10 luck check for me, Opera.
To see if the toaster knives made it.
4. How many toaster knives did you make, Opera?
They're all special in my heart, but I would say maybe 2.
2?
1 for each slot.
Got it. You managed to grab one of them.
It's just like the Futurama episode where Bender straightens out Zoidberg's slinky and he tries to recoil.
Yes.
There, little friend.
Yes, exactly. Incredible. Very good. Yeah, F in chat for the toaster knife. All right, which brings us to Bo.
So there's still people inside, including myself, right?
Presumably. The folks that you wrangled on the way out, you have all been escorted out. You hear that there are people inside, but
okay, because I have a plan.
Okay, you have a plan.
Sort of.
Yeah, you do hear that there are other people inside. If you want to spot them, that would be perception, but what do you got in mind?
If I can hear, especially because I have like the amplified hearing thing.
Oh yeah, you can
if
absolutely hear.
If I can hear that there's still people in here, then I will. Presumably at this point, I'm just kind of holding. I'm just holding up the Sybian just to kind of on the wall to kind of get it to vibrate the rest of it out of the way, like jackhammer style. But so I just want to keep holding it, and if you'll allow it as I am holding it, I like take out the speed heal that I have, because I bought that when we were doing our shopping episode a couple weeks ago. And as I'm like vibrating out, with the thing, just be like, inject it into my thigh like an EpiPen or whatever, and get back 10 hit points. It still doesn't put me over half, but at least I think I could take another hit if I had to. Hopefully, well, it just says that now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to get this wall down. If it looks like it was close enough to coming down, but it just needed one more go,
yeah.
then I would do that.
It did look like it was close. So yeah, take the healing from your quick heal. This is a, objectively questionable but subjectively very in character thing for Bo to do. So inspiration style, go ahead and take a luck point.
Oh, thank you.
And if you will also roll a straight D10 for me. Okay, with a 6, that wall that you were trying to shake loose with this vibrator, it does manage to dislodge itself, and you'd be able to this is a much bigger, more obvious entrance, especially if, say, one were to put down some glow sticks, it could help light the way out. This is going to this is going to be able to evacuate at least, maybe not a lot of other people, but some other people, possibly if they're able to sort of get out in time.
At least a better chance of success for everybody else in there. With
everything you're doing this turn, I'm going to say movement wise, I gotta stay right there. So that brings us to initiative 10. The three of you are outside and will not need to take damage. But Bo, if you would please roll either athletics or evasion.
Alrighty. 10 plus 12. I pump that luck point you just gave me in there too.
Sure.
17.
17.
Which
All right.
is exactly how many hit points I have left.
I mean, at this point, I am not going to escalate any further because it's already pretty extreme damage. But let's see. That is 13 points of damage to Bo, which thankfully rolled about average. If I had rolled, it sounds like if I had rolled higher, Bo would have been down. But Bo is up thanks to the quick heal. Okay. I'm going to just expedite things here since 3 of you are out. Patch Pixie, Opera, is there anything you are doing besides just getting clear?
I mean, first aid to the extent possible.
Sure.
But I would be listening to Patch for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, anything where anybody, us or any of the other patrons that look like they are just about to, drop.
Sure.
They're not even gonna make it to a hospital, I'm gonna try and patch them up.
For sure. Yeah, you kind of try and drag them further away from this bombardment is continuing, but it does seeing buildings nearby, there is some sort of splash damage, but it does seem as if the Neon Garden is specifically being targeted. So the buildings nearby are not being bombarded. I'll say, spend your turn and start getting some triage going here, helping the people who really need it. Which, yes, there are definitely people who need it, including yourselves. Okay.
The ones that are screaming.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the ones that are screaming can wait. It's the ones who can't scream that need to go first.
Ooh, that is chilling, but also, yeah, accurate. And Opera, it sounded like you said you were also kind of helping with that effort. Yeah, you are very good at moving bodies. I said what I said. Pixie, you said you were about to say something?
Yeah. Can I hear or see any other threats coming our way, or was that was that it for the bombs?
The bombs are still coming. You don't see any like ground, like there's no ground troops or like tanks or anything like that. It is just this. You look overhead. It's really hard to make out with all the just cloud of dust and smoke. But yeah, it does seem to be just being raining down from overhead. Okay. Then we're going back to... So, yeah, it's back to Bo. Anything other than booking it and... Yeah, anything other than booking it. Oh, I think you're muted.
There we go. Sorry. So what happens again when you are considered like below half?
Below half. You're like injured or whatever the mechanical term for it is. Basically, you take an automatic -1 to just about everything.
Okay, but is it each round or like? I mean, like it's not cumulative. You just until you heal up, you take negative. Okay.
Correct. It's, I think, been a while since we've had to deal with that, but yes, I believe that is correct. Let me flip over to what I hope is the right page. Because, yes, this book definitely has all pertinent info for mechanics in the one place. Because why would they do elsewise? That would be silly. Cough.
Stage cough.
Okay, yeah, here we go. So yeah, there's wounded and seriously wounded. Seriously wounded. Okay, 180s. So excuse me, it's 100 pages this way.
So I've got this thing that says healing and stabilizing. It says lightly wounded is a DV10, and seriously wounded is a DV13. It doesn't tell me.
Wounded, dying. Okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so there is wound state. So serious, lightly wounded is anything less than full. Nothing happens. You just are wounded. Seriously wounded is less than half health. Oh, excuse me. It's a -2 to all actions. Stabilization DV13. So like if you have a moment to like hit yourself with something, you can try and. Does that mean? -2. Yeah, like stabilization. I think you can try and. Sorry, it's a little bit less. It's not entirely clear.
It says it's rolled tech plus first aid skill or paramedic skill. But that's okay. I was just
in any case.
Curious
so yeah, things get real nasty once you hit. Yeah, once you hit like 0 HP, because then you are mortally wounded. You can like crawl, but that's about it. Yeah, and things get nasty there. Yeah, okay. So you can crawl, and like that's literally it. If you get hit again, you make a death save. In this system, if you fail a death save, you are dead.
Wow. Okay.
But in this particular case.
Cool.
Yeah, and if you get hit at all, and even if you make the death save when you get hit when you're mortally wounded, you take an injury, a critical injury every single time you get hit. So again, it's bad. But in this case, yeah, it's just a -2 to any of your stuff. So you can, if you're just running for it, no roll needed. If you are trying to do a thing, obviously there might be a roll.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I think I'm just trying to get. At this point, I've done what I can. I will get myself out, but continue to just like make noise and shout to help give at least an auditory cue for people, so that if they can't see, at least they can get out or like listen for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will have a I'll shout out to our team and just say I have one more speed heal. I can't use it because I can only use it on one target. I can only use it on a target once per day.
Yeah.
So I can give it to one of y'all. It heals you basically your body, whatever your body plus your will is.
So we can talk about like healing and worrying about that here in a moment. As long as once you're all clear and kind of have time to address that, then we can we can talk about that. Also, I found the answer to what stabilization for more seriously injured is 40 pages in another direction. You have to do a successful stabilization check to start naturally healing. So like if you don't stabilize yourself before you go to sleep, you are still hurt and you don't heal.
Gotcha.
So that's how that shakes out. Cool. So yeah, if you're just running for it, you run for it. Yeah, making noise along the way. Try and help people as much as you can. Dropping glow sticks. Okay. What I'm gonna play a little Calvin ball here. You all have taken some steps between like pulling down the wall and making noise. You did the PA systems. Like you've all kind of contributed to help evacuation as much as you can. I want all 4 of you to roll a straight D10 for a luck check, with the average, of course, being 22. 22. So based on the average, the combined roll here, that is going to determine how many people are able to get out of this building, in addition to the ones that you have directly saved. So that is a 17. Okay. As you all get clear here, the folks that you have directly rescued, which it's like 5-6 people or so, one under each arm for Opera, and then the couple that Patch was able to get. So we'll say 5. You got the 5 people with you. You see 3 more people run out through that big hole in the wall there. And then as you stand there sort of in the dark, there is another... And as they continue to rain down, finally there is just one last... And with this air pressure here, it sort of shoots out smoke and dust in all directions. And just like in that slight window, you all watch the neon garden, no longer lit by neon, fully collapse into rubble. And it no longer stands. And that's where we're going to take a little break.
So there were people in there when it went down?
There were.
Oh, jeez.
We did what we could.
Yeah, you did see at least 3 more people get out through that hole you made in the wall. You did announce over the PA, so maybe some people got out the front entrance or even got out the back entrance before you did, you hope. But the curse of having your enhanced hearing is, for a fact that there were people in that building when it went down. Actually, before we go to break, one last thing I will say is that you do start seeing some light. And it is not a sort of light that you are expecting exactly. This whole block is blacked out. You can see some like faint city lights, sort of the aura of those elsewhere in the city. But as you look overhead and you see that there is this hole in, for a moment you think the sky, but no, that's the ceiling. This underground city of Echo Center, the dome itself has been cracked open. And you see hovering overhead, there is this massive airship that has cannons trained, aimed straight down as the bombardment finally stops. And you see a couple of other airships as well. It seems, based on the clouds of dust that you see sort of spreading over the city elsewhere, it does seem that there were very specific targets, one of which was the Neon Garden, but it was not the only target. And that sort of, not only the lights of this airship overhead, but dawn, for the first time in who knows how long, you see some actual sunlight of the dawn starting to peek its way in through this new hole in the dome. And that is where we are going to take a break. All right. See you all back here in a few minutes. All right, welcome back, folks. Yes. Well, the team made it out of the collapsing building. But, yeah, pretty wild stuff. Let's throw on some music and give you all a little bit of information. So there is this massive airship sort of dominating the skies overhead. You see it sort of peeking through this newly opened space in the dome, along with some other also impressive but smaller airships comparatively. You do know, it is common knowledge that that New Galik forces, military forces, have this sort of firepower in their sort of air force, their navy. You have never seen them here, above Echo Center, above Kof, this island floating around Acronia. It was never necessary. But you recognize I was about to say branding, the iconography there, even from this distance, the shape, the color of this airship here. This is a Galikite flagship. And yes, you what do you do? Where do you go?
I'm going to immediately send a text
Yeah.
or message or whatever to the gardener, knowing that there's a chance that it could be read or seen by somebody. I don't know, but I'm just gonna text. They can try to bury a garden, but the seeds will still grow. Thank you, friend. The neon will shine again.
As much as I love that, genuinely, you send this text and it bounces. It says number not found. Which you've been around the block long enough to know what it looks like when a number has been blocked. A few minutes do pass, and it seems like there is still chaos in the streets, much like there was some matter of hours ago. Obviously, a very different kind of chaos here. You will do what you can to start this triage effort. You help the most extremely wounded. Hopefully, they pull through. A few minutes pass, and Harper eventually pulls up in his vehicle. It clearly took him a little while to make it here. But I mean, they witnessed this activity as well, or if nothing else, at least the aftermath. And so when she climbs out of this vehicle, she's on the younger side, but looks at you with this great concern here. Yeah. No, I used these for the nomads. Very different. Lol. Pixie, what? I mean, I got the car, but what? Do you know what the hell's going on?
I was hoping you could tell me. What have you seen on the way here?
I mean, those things floating overhead. I mean, they just bombs, rain missiles. I don't know what they were, but all just raining down from the dome. And I mean, besides the neon garden here, I think I saw some like over on the west side, and I don't know, which the west side, if you recall, is the side of town that y'all snuck into before, where like the crime families rule. It seems like some of the like just places of power were targeted. Is the conclusion you make, like based on Harper gives out a couple other locations, but yeah, that's kind of the primary ones.
Were you able to get all the vehicles out of the garage?
Well, you said come get you and then get them out of the garage, right?
Oh, you didn't like, tell other people to get the vehicles out?
Well,
It's okay. It's okay. We'll work on it.
Oh, okay.
Go back to leave this car here.
Okay.
Go back to the garage.
Right.
And get all the vehicles out, as many as you can. Enlist as many nomads as you can.
Right. Oh, okay.
And get the cars out.
Got it.
And
yeah.
then, if you can help people and get them to hospitals or any sort of medical care, do it.
Oh, okay. Right. Sorry. Yeah. She pulls out her agent and starts trying to message. I would say, I don't think you don't exactly have a battalion of nomads at the garage, but a couple helping hands. And that is when you also, because I feel like you would have your agent rigged up for this, you get a security alarm on your agent, and you pull up this camera feed where you see heavily armored Galikite forces. These aren't just security force. These you've only ever seen pictures of them before. These are got it written down. Where'd it go? Sorry, one moment here.
They're so fearsome, nobody dares utter their name.
Exactly, they are. No one even knows what their name is. Okay, it's right here in front of my face. Very good. You recognize these as Liar Guard forces, spelled like this. Like the instrument, Liar Guard, which, name aside, this is the Liar Guard have been elite forces. It used to truly be to protect people when New Galik was still Galik. And over the years, as the leadership of New Galik has become corrupted, so to have the leadership of the Liar Guard. These are top line. You see heavy armor, top of the line weapons. You see on the security feed as they are moving into the garage. Go ahead and roll a d10 for me, Pixie. With a 7. What you do see is as this squad of Liar Guard comes in, they seem to be locking down, securing the garage. All the vehicles are still there, but they are locking this place down. What you don't see are the, like, just couple of other nomad assistants, which is good. You don't know if maybe they just caught wind just in time, managed to slip out, or if they happen to have already stepped outside. You're not sure, but they've taken the garage.
Okay. I'll relay that to Harper, and then just have her stick with us and like help how she can. Actually, Harper, will you take the vehicle and try to get people away from here and to safe places, wherever they need to go. Just start making runs.
Yeah. She had that alert set up on her agent as well, so she looks up at you, shaken. Yeah, I can do that. What about the others in the garage? You think are they?
We can't worry about them right now, but I'll figure it out. You just help out here.
Okay. I'll yeah. And you see with pretty like shaky hands, like start setting out what you told her to do. Yeah. What about the rest of you? What do you do?
When I hear that they're also attacking other places of obvious power, she is just going to send a really quick text over to her brother again. Just, are you okay?
A few minutes pass, but eventually you get a response. It just says, yeah. Keeping head down. Thank the gods you're alive. Are you okay?
I'm alive. Right now, that's what counts.
No. Well, you get a text back. It says, this is exactly why we're doing this. To make sure that we all live to see tomorrow, when they clearly don't want us to.
She won't respond, but she's clocking it. She's keeping it in mind now.
Yeah. Okay. Opera, any thoughts? Bo, any thoughts?
My next lead is if we ever hear anything back from Comet.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm looking for Iris to see if she made it out. And just and like debating about messaging what's his face? Captain Zenner, who was our connection. He was the captain who came to the Neon Garden.
Yeah, he was the more sympathetic figure, yes.
And just, I'm debating about it because Lee is the player, but I don't know if Bo would be quite this smart or not. But sure. Is thinking about do we want them to know that we survived or not? Erring on the side of probably not, but keeping that by my head. But mostly just looking for Iris and any of the other people that like Omen wouldn't really be there because it was in the middle of the night. He probably went home, but I would assume Iris and I are the people that actually like live there.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to say she didn't make it out
Yeah.
if you want some real sad storylines.
I'm just saying, because I hadn't thought about Omen, so I was thinking about Omen for a moment. I think that Omen is a pretty frequent customer of Neon Garden. Like, he's a rocker boy, they're I forget what I believe I gave them they them pronouns. They're very much, rocker boy, rock star, and a lot of the time, Neon Garden is a great place to party, especially after sort of the success that they had their hand in with the pyrotechnics and everything. But they've got shows. They were at the Neon Garden. You do remember, but sort of the people who got out, you do see Omen there. I would say passed out currently, whether that's from injuries or something else, you're not sure, but Omen is there, alive. You have not seen Iris. Yeah. Opera, you still don't get a response from Comet, but you do get a text from your mother.
I was literally about to say, if you asked me if I wanted to double check on if the Technohemians were all right, I trust my mother and her defensive augmentations to protect their compound.
Amazing. Yeah, you get a text from your mother that just says, see what kind of voice I want to give her. Says, got some uninvited guests. Might want to eat out, find some sleepovers for a while. Love you, hun. And there's shows a picture from the window where you see it looks like Galikite forces are establishing a perimeter around the beach area. See, like, they're establishing a perimeter. You just catch like what looks like a actual, like, honest god ship, actual ship, like, there in the harbor, or on the
One
shore.
time I don't oil Muti's chain gun.
So yes, there are some, of course, some like updates, things you can check in on, possibly some screen sheets and things like that eventually. But for right now, your home base was the Neon Garden. I have ideas, suggestions for you, but in the meantime, where do you go?
If Bo can't find Iris, he is going to, like a very single-minded golden retriever, keep doing anything and everything to find her. If he circles the block and can't find her, he's going to message her, and then if that doesn't work, he will start literally digging through the rubble to find her.
Okay.
So that's what he's doing.
Yeah. Any further communications you try with Iris, text, calls, none of the texts are read, and when you try and it doesn't give the number not found, like it's not blocked like it was for the gardener, but when you try and call, it just goes straight to voicemail. And you make a tracking roll for me.
Okay. What is that under? Oh, there it is. I see it.
Yeah. So track it. This is a little bit of just perception of where in the building you believe that she was, where she was supposed to be, versus what is left of this rubble. The bombardment, of course, has ceased, but there is really not much left of this place.
So 13.
With a 13, you resort to digging through the rubble, but with a 13, you find nothing.
That's a -2 actually, so it'd be 11.
An 11, you definitely don't find anything. Or at
Yeah,
least nothing
even to
that
my own
resembles Iris.
To my own detriment, I will keep going. He will not stop until he finds out. Like,
Okay.
now, if anybody wants to do anything to intervene in that, whatever. But
Sure.
he is that is his goal right now.
I think Patch, as soon as she has finished taking care of the living and making sure that they get to places that they need to go, she's, at this point, I would assume she already believes Iris to be dead, but sees Bo still searching. So she will, in her mind, it's more of a, what do you call it? A recovery rather than a search and rescue at this point, but she would see what she could do to help.
Okay. Yeah, like looking over at Bo, just single-minded in this task, you know the symptoms of shock when you see them, but yeah, you help out here. Sure. Patch, you can also make a tracking roll here.
Okay.
Track. Do I want track? Yeah. With a 16. It's not much, but you find what look like a kind of twisted, busted up set of glasses that look very much like the ones that Iris wore.
Does Bo see it at the same time, or do I have to present it to him?
I think that is your decision. You found these glasses. I think Bo is so zeroed in here that they have not noticed your discovery.
Yeah, I'm gonna head over to Bo, just kind of put my hand on his shoulder, not say anything, but I'll show him the glasses, and I'll just be there for whatever the reaction may be.
I think you see Bo like takes the glasses and kind of just stops digging. His hands are probably like just full on bleeding at this point. He's been digging so hard. And this guy who's normally very bright, he's got like the techno dreadlocks that are always like various colors and, you know, very brightly colored. He's got chem skin too that's always got like rainbow colors going through it, and, you know, the glasses and everything. And I think slowly from like the top of his head, everything just slowly turns off. It all just turns to black, basically. And this once like very brightly lit, very vivacious and colorful looking person is now just completely monotone in black. And the only bit of color, I think, is from behind his glasses. You see like the slightest bit of red. And then I think he just sits there for a while and doesn't move.
I'm gonna sit down next to him, not try to hug him or anything, because no.
Fair.
Don't want to push any boundaries, but she'll sit next to him and let him grieve in his own way.
Okay. If I might add a little bit of texture on top of this, yes, with your hair and skin, it was already the sort of this weird muted diffusion with the mostly dust and also some blood that was just covering you. So it, this light source was already kind of covered. It was there, but also with like the dust in the air, just this sort of like just muted lamp almost, versus like the neon lit up you are. And I think if you feel otherwise, well, you can let me know. But I think for the first time, the other three see you basically switch all of these off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So, with that being said, I will ask, would y'all like me to at least put forth like ideas or suggestions as to where you could possibly take shelter? Okay. So with the Neon Garden gone, the garage has been taken over. Even the Technohemian beach community seems to have some uninvited guests. A few things come to mind for you all. The perhaps most natural, if not the easiest route, would be if you're able to sneak out of the city, you could potentially sneak out to one of the nomad camps. Maybe even the one that the Margot family is at right now. You know where that is. You could try and take refuge amongst the nomad community. You know that nomads have up till now like successfully been able to mask their presence, some of these camps, from the security force. As to how long they'll be able to stay hidden from the real big military operation, you're not sure, but it might be safe for now at least. Some less, so that's your first thought. Other thoughts that come to mind are, you do have some connections to the crime families. Now, you saw that their main operations were bombarded as well, but you know, Bo, I feel like you and Pixie would likely know well enough that crime families like that, you might bust down the main house, but they are anything but destroyed and likely extraordinarily pissed off. You could also, Patch, you've got your brother as a contact, Opera. They were trying to recruit you before. You could try and take refuge with the Emissaries of Tomorrow. You could also potentially try and get in contact with either some Gainsaid or some naturalists for help. You may or may not be on the best terms with them, but nobody likes the Liar Guard or the New Galikite folks.
We would have to weld
yeah.
Opera's mouth shut for the last one.
I feel like it would, in fact, take welding tools, yes.
Can't you see I'm mourning a friend?
I'm sorry, I forgot about the toaster knife.
So yes, those are the suggestions, the main ideas that I feel like y'all would have as to where to take shelter. If y'all come up with a separate idea, I'm all ears, but that's kind of the apparent options.
The only other place I thought of was if we could go back to that, like, one of the weird abandoned places we were rooting around in some of our earlier games, but...
You could absolutely
Maybe we'll
take
activate
refuge in a
spider
complex.
drone.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you could absolutely kind of retrace your steps and hide in one of the previously explored complexes for sure. A friend computer, aka what was Welling? The Duke of Wellington.
Yes.
Would be more than happy to guide you here. Who, they've responded if you've spoken to the Duke of Wellington, but even with their bombastic personality, they can read a room. Usually. In this case.
I think Patch's vote would depend on something. Now that she knows her brother is relatively safe, I think she's going to send out another text to the greater family group text.
Mm-hmm.
and just say, all present and accounted for?
You do get a fair number of responses in your family group chat. You do notice that Scratch Marcus does not respond, although he's already responded to you, so he may or may not have his reasons. Most of the family does sound off. Not everybody does, at least not immediately. There are a couple, with, your family works for just about everybody across the city. Notably, I would say, like, the couple family members that you either know or suspect work for the crime families don't respond. One of them does. One of the... I don't think even they have been forthcoming, even to the family group chat. Like, they've mentioned that they work for one of these families, but have not said more than that. But they do respond. Most of the family is accounted for, but there's still time yet for the rest, maybe.
Okay. Then yeah, she's gonna hold her vote until she hears what the others have to say.
Okay.
I think we need to decide if we're going to stay in the city or out of the city, and what would be better tactically, I guess.
They have airships. I don't think anywhere in or out of the city is going to be safe.
Yeah. You do have
Except
access.
maybe those bunkers.
Sorry, go ahead. The bunkers, yep. The one more thing that I will mention and then continue discussing, please. Harper was able to get away with that one vehicle, so you do have a ground vehicle available to you. Mm-hmm. So, continue discussion.
I'm down for whatever.
I'm actually wondering if the emissaries of tomorrow might not have a point. If this is their response, yeah, a tower dropped, okay. They just took out half of our infrastructure in response, just to keep us down. I don't like the almost terroristic way the emissaries of tomorrow are headed, but they might be the best chance at taking down that. And she's just gonna gesture up to where the airships are.
I mean, they'd at least have resources we could use. At the very least.
And they won't want to take Opera apart like the Gainsaid would.
I'd like to see them try.
Oh, they would try.
Okay.
So that's my vote.
Okay. You're leaning towards the emissaries. I see a nod from Opera.
For obvious reasons.
Okay. And then I think they step away for a moment. How does Bo feel about this?
Bo is still probably pretty catatonic at the moment, or is that
Fair
the
enough.
right word?
Okay. Then I will say for the I appreciate the in-character bit. I think so. Then for once, for when Bo is able to have a bit more coherent thought, I would say as a player lead, speaking for Bo, what do you think Bo would be on board with?
That was also a Lee being like, I'm literally,
Okay.
It doesn't sound like anywhere is safe. I don't I don't
Okay.
know. Any choice seems to be better than if I had like gun to my head had to choose. I would say, like, probably maybe the beach. No, because that's where the emissaries of tomorrow are. The enemy of our enemy is our friend. I don't know. Like, yeah. Either go try to team up with the emissaries, but that's not going to be any safer probably, or just get the heck out of Dodge, which feels very not great narratively. So
I've got, you know, I've got all the strings up here, all the narrative strings. So I'm not wanting to push anyone in one direction or the other. There is still going to be stuff to do if you, as you say, get the hell out of Dodge. I have things for you all, regardless of what path you choose. So at least as far as you can trust me on the narrative there.
Okay.
If you want to get the hell out of Dodge, you can absolutely argue for that. I would say don't let the meta level affect your decision.
So just to recap,
Mhm.
where are we all standing as far as thoughts on places to go?
So far, it seems like the prevailing opinion is to try and work with, or at least take shelter with, the emissaries of tomorrow. You have
Yeah.
two of your group for sure have like a connection or an in
Right.
that would at least get you an audience, if not more.
I mean, I will say like that was Patch's reasoning. If that helps at all, Lee, that something has to be done,
Yeah,
or
no.
else we are all gonna die. But she can be persuaded if you have another idea. It's just that's her thinking right this second.
Yeah, it's I mean that makes sense. That the reason I'm kind of hemming and hawing is because there's like ideas percolating, but I don't know that we would necessarily have the resources for some of these. And I don't know if it would be like, I don't know if it's even like feasible at the moment. So yeah, my thought would be, especially if there's just the couple of us, then yeah, probably need to team up with a larger body, ride some coattails, and then we can, if we want to get revenge or do whatever, probably the emissaries would be the one to at least get us in the door. The biggest risk being though that like if they were bombing us, then and the emissaries are making it very clear that they're the ones causing this, or causing the, you know, the revolt or whatever, then they're going to be targeted too. Like,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
and there's no secret that the emissary, like they for sure know the emissaries are located where they are. Like,
But the emissaries are also kind of the only ones in position, it seems right now, to be a threat, which means
right.
there's a reason that they're a threat. They're able to do something.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm just worried about us
Repercussions.
healing and getting to a point where we could be of any use
Yeah.
in our current state if another attack happens to the emissaries. So, anyway, but I'm probably overthinking it. So let's just go over there and see what's happening over there first, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe, and then we'll make a decision from that.
Yeah. I would say that you, kind of along those lines, the emissaries tomorrow don't really have like a headquarters. They were kind of a loose gaggle of people until recently, and like now there is more direction and organization to them. But you the best that you know, like there was this sort of kind of open forum, like physical forum. There's like bar club sort of center, almost like a strip center kind of area where they were known to frequent. but as far as like a headquarters go, you're not entirely sure. But yeah, you can.
That sounds like a lead.
Yeah. That is a lead there, and of course, unfortunately, Opera Comet is still leaving you on red, but Patch, you certainly have somebody that you can ask.
Yeah, she'll text her brother and just say, "I'm listening. Can we meet?"
And you get a response. It just says, I had been hoping, or let me rephrase that. I'd been holding out hope that you would see things our way. And I'm... you see like a couple moments of like 3 dots appear, disappears, like clearly trying to phrase to word this, and he says, I am so happy and excited that our strength will grow with you on board. One moment. A couple minutes pass. And then texts you a location elsewhere in the city here. And unless there, I know it's on the slightly earlier side, at least for us, but this feels like a good milestone to wrap things up here. So if there's anything else y'all want to accomplish as you make your way over to this meeting location for the emissaries of tomorrow, now is the time. All right. Then with that, with the dust, plumes of dust still hang thick in the air mixed with the smoke, these almost like ironic or even intrusive, rude beams of sunlight occlude through these pillars of detritus that, at the very least, with the dome open, there is a place for all of this smoke to billow out. And making your way over to that location, you see that the streets are, for the moment, fairly empty. Maybe people have just gone to sleep. Maybe they are bunkering down themselves. The only time where you really see any presence is when you happen to pass by the targets of this aerial bombardment, where you see, well, people trying to help and people who, well, can't be helped anymore. And on that note, that is where we are going to stop for the night.
On that nice, cheerful note.
Exactly. Nice, light, cheery note. I did mention that at the end of last episode that the shit was sitting there on the table and there is a finger hovering by the fan switch. So we will see how these go from there. I can't say I fully expected y'all to go towards the emissaries of tomorrow, but this is going to be fascinating and I love it. Cool. So as we wrap up here, I'm actually going to, oh, not that one. How about that one? Excuse me. I'm going to pull up the copy for the ArkenForge thing here in a moment. But in the meantime, attributions that I know I can give out are, yes, we are sponsored by ArkenForge Tabletop, Virtual Tabletop. I'm pulling up the copy as we speak. I thought I'd put it in a more accessible location, but in the interest of sort of keeping the spiel going, attributions, we saw once again the reemergence of that club map that unfortunately I don't think that we will be returning to, provided by Solution Maps. They've got some really, really great just cyberpunk future-y battle maps, really some great ones, including that elevator map from all the way back in episode 1. Music was all tabletop audio with one sprinkling of Incompetent, aka Heaven McLeod. Clutch, really great music as always. VoiceMod, what little there was VoiceMod as usual. Sound effects, combination of VoiceMod as well as more tabletop audio. Yeah, I think that's all the credits there. So let's start doing some roses and plugs, roses and stars. Oh, okay. So here at the 11th hour, Unlikely Gamer, whoever that might be, has finished the community challenge for changing friend computer setting, which we will see what that entails next session. So long, Duke of Wellington. We'll see what comes next. But yes, let's go ahead and do roses and stars. And then afterward, I will do my rose and star. Last plug for the and last plug for Arkan Forge, as well as the. So I'll say plugs, if any, and then roses and stars, so we can just get it all in one fell swoop. Let's go back to that screen. Swedish. Oh. Ooh. Tempting, but I do also kind of want Friend Computer to be marginally intelligible. At least more intelligible than Swedish Chef. If there were a way to pull off a Statler and Waldorf, I would do it in a heartbeat. Speaking of
my gosh, yes.
But in any case, whoever wants to go first, plugs, if any. A rose, which is something that you really liked about the session. A shout out one of your one of the other players. So yeah, shout out to one of the other players for the rose, and then the star is what you're looking forward to or what you want to see more of. Whoever wants to go first can volunteer, and after that, if you will please popcorn around, I will also pull GM rank and go last. I see a hand from Angela.
Yeah, I got roses. I got so many roses. Oh my god! Like everybody just GTFOing out of the Neon Garden and doing it in such a stylish manner. Playing to their own strengths, and oh my gosh, like Bo almost dying and still managing to make it out. That was awesome. My heart was pounding a little bit, so I'm glad we all made it.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, the I can't even say it, but Bo is very imaginative when it comes to demolition.
That is certainly one way to.
There.
Yeah, certainly one way to put it.
As for start, I mean, I think we're in it. Like, I had wanted to know what my brother was up to, and we're gonna find out. So, looking forward to that.
Okay. Popcorn it to somebody.
Sorry, Ashley.
Uh-oh, I can't hear you, Ashley. You might be mute. You might just be muted this time, though. No? Oh, rats. Okay. Pick popcorn to somebody else while Ashley refreshes.
Matthew, I don't know.
There we go.
Sure. So no plugs. I guess Rose definitely. I feel like Bo had a very like a notebook-esque moment of drama and pathos that I really appreciated. Especially because you're coming off of like wacky hijinks, something rotten, and then you pulled out the Oscar nom performance. So I really appreciated that. Yeah, and I mean, I think I'm on board with the same star, as I feel like we are careening into the third act, and I think it's going to be explosive. I'm kind of excited to see how things play out.
Very good. Very good.
And I'll pass it to Lee.
Just in case we lose her again, Ashley, is your audio working?
I don't know. Is it working? Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is working. Yes, maybe we should re-popcorn back up to Ashley while we still can hear you.
Well, I have the same rose as Matthew, but I will also give a rose to Matthew because you give us some really nice comedic beats. Like we have the really emotional beat, but you come in with the comedic relief, which is nice. And I'm also really looking forward to figuring out what the heck is the mystery with Comet. So hopefully we'll get to that soon.
Excellent. Yes, rip toaster knife. Yeah, hi Jeff. Thank you for that. Why? I don't know why Jeff's first message didn't show up in the chat, but he just said hi, just to clarify.
Yeah.
Very good. So then, let's pop back up to Lee.
Yeah, thanks for all the shout outs. Yeah, I guess Rose would thanks, to Jonathan, probably because it can take a lot of trust and things to like, and just, I don't know, bravery to go ahead and kill off a character, like even if it's a minor character. That can be, that's why I was like, it's okay, you could do it if you want to, because it results in some really fun and interesting role play moments, which is, if it's not clear, it's my favorite part of tabletop RPGs, or just RPGs in general, is the RP part. You mean the theater kid likes to role play? What? But yeah, so that was cool, and thanks for letting me be sad boy for a bit. It's and that was really fun too, because I feel like all of the combats and things that we've had have been super fun, but I for the most part we've walked away relatively unscathed, and so this was kind of a cool chance to really play with those mechanics and try some of that out. And thanks for letting me take down a wall with a big vibrator. You never think you're gonna have like one of those like Saving Private Ryan and like esque scenes with a Sibian. So I can just check that off my bucket list.
Yep.
I want somebody to create art of that moment, please.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yes, if we've got any artists who are in the audience or watching this VOD, if you want to take a crack at that, by all means, please.
I mean, do you think this is a first in any Quelmar game, or at least any Quelmar game that was streamed?
I mean,
I think we broke new ground here.
Probably. Can't say no for sure, but
I mean, knowing
probably
some of the people that are in Quelmar, I have to assume that that's at least happened in a home game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Probably a home game, but maybe I'm thinking more like Twitch. But yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I guess things I was gonna give a shout out to everybody this time though for like the just quick thinking and really like being like, how can I help everybody, and like I don't know, it's just like very good team. I felt like it was very good team vibes tonight. And then the things I'm looking forward to. Yeah, what's up with Comet? Is the gardener still like? Is he alive? Is he is he presumably, since it just was blocked? But like, what's the deal? What's going on there? Am I finally gonna get to have some? Am I gonna ever get to see some emotion from Jonathan? What's the all that, and then how is our well, I want to recap on how, or find out what happened to Pixie's family, and of course, what is gonna. I want an epic scene so bad with Opera's mom. I want her to be like come out in a big mech suit or something and just like gun down all the Galikites. Like that's our big final weapon. Something like that. I don't know.
Like the immortal scene in RoboCop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or just like Evangelion, like we send her to go fight the angels, like.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't mind me. I am just writing down something completely irrelevant to this idea. Totally unrelated. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Totally unrelated.
Yeah. I did not. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. I think also, yeah, with, yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Rose for me is, yeah, you lot, you four over here, and that, um, yeah, it was kind of my intention with this session to ratchet up the stakes, ratchet up the danger, and I think y'all really rose to the occasion. Like with the heist, it was supposedly dangerous, but y'all really kind of sailed through it at the end of the day. Um, this is not in direct response to that, for the record, but yeah, it's one thing to plan all this high tech stuff, and then you get into something as mundane as a, you know, collapsing building. It was really cool to see y'all's decision making, y'all's ingenuity along the way, and yeah, some of those emotional beats of, I purposely did not have like rewards or penalties for saving the other people in the building. It was just like there are also people here. What do you do about that? Um, and yes, having the last stand Sibian moment where had the dice rolled higher, Bo probably would have died. But choosing to save, I think that netted you just like another 3 people. But that is 3 more
I have
people that would have been
4
dead.
hit points left.
hmm Amazing, like truly amazing. And yeah, and then seeing the aftermath, seeing the gears turning, I was like, well, shit, what do we do now? So I'm, yeah, really excited to see where this all takes us. That, I guess, that goes into Star territory, but Rose, love it. Star is, so I've got a game related star and then a Quelmar related star that I'm also teasing that I'm going to mention in a moment. But Star is, yeah, exactly, seeing how this whole interaction goes with the emissaries of tomorrow, and what y'all are going to do about these assholes who have giant gunships. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, as well as yeah, getting closer and closer to the, you know, the end of the, like, the end. I don't want the game to be over, but seeing, yeah, I'm just very excited to see y'all get to all the stuff. And I've at this point done I would say a handful of major pivots from my original idea, original concept, based on what y'all brought to the table. So Star is, I want to see more of that. Make me sweat. Keep me light on my toes. I love it. I don't want to get complacent up here. That's the last thing I want. Very good. So before I get any further, of course, the plug. So now for 100%
Wasn't
sure.
there a star for Quelmar?
Oh yes, I will be returning to that.
Which Jeff called a Quell star, by the way, in chat.
Oh, amazing! Yes, 100% a Quell star. So yes, the plug, Arkenforge, our lovely sponsor. Well, you know, honestly, with the trouble that Foundry has been giving us, certainly today at least, maybe I should take a closer look at Arkenforge, because Arkenforge is the all-in-one toolkit for game masters to run games in person or online, maps, music, tokens, and more. Arkenforge does come with a 28-day free trial and is the engine behind Quelmar campaigns like Get Submodule, the Paranoia campaign, the spiritual predecessor to this one, and the Beggar's Bodega, which James has told me in the meantime, Beggar's Bodega was supposed to be just like a short thing run for like a couple sessions a month, check out the system, and then it turned into an entire campaign. So if you too want to get your hands on Arkenforge, you can. Boop, I'm just going to put this copy into the chat just so in case you didn't hear me clearly, that is what that is. And specifically, if we will use the code The Quelmar Forge, you get $5 off your purchase of the Master's Toolkit today. If I remember correctly, which yeah, if I remember correctly, this is not a subscription-based thing. It is something that you pay once and then you just have it. You have the Arkenforge tools forever. So that is a huge plus. You don't want to get stuck with those, you know, blank dollar per month charges. You just pay once and then you're done. Then you can play games forever to keep telling those stories. Thankfully, some of the major plugs that I have done in the past, like QuelmarCon, are gone. So we had QuelmarCon 2 weeks ago, and it was very fun, very great, lots of nerds. Keep an eye out. This is a long ways off, but if you are interested in attending next year's QuelmarCon, keep an eye out for information as that comes out. It will come again. Also, for those who are maybe lurking in the chat, lurking in the VOD, as usual, you can check out our main website. We are a 501c3 charity, nonprofit organization dedicated to gaming, to tabletop gaming, specifically storytelling. Our bottom line mission is we don't want there to be any barriers to storytelling, whether that is, man, I really want to play this game, but don't have any players, or I really want to play this game, but I don't have the books. I just can't afford it. I'm in the middle of, say, Scotland and don't have anybody to play with. That is what we're here for. So check out our website, especially our Discord server. That link is popped up on the screen there now into the chat. Our Discord server is our main mode of communication. That is where you can find games or start running games of your own, or whether that's in person. We've got events going on. Just this last Saturday, we had a Quelmar outing to the Knoebels Amusement Park up in Pennsylvania. We've got movie nights, game nights. If you just need a little bit of community in your life, especially those that centers around storytelling, that is, yes, we are here for you there. Yep. And of course, maybe if you join our community, you can tell your own story, much like the stories that you will find in the curated Chronicles of Quelmar. That also is for sale on our website. By curated, it means that most of this, not all of it, but most of this information was already on the Quelmar Wiki, which is also a resource that you should check out. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Jeff was at Knoebels. I saw the pictures. It was just a little bit far away from me. Otherwise, I thought very hard about going up. I was going to make the drive, but as you say, you can be thrilled to go on merry-go-rounds. More thrilled than you've ever been to go on a merry-go-round with Quelmar nerds. Curated, though, in that we lovingly took the ideas from an entire decade of storytelling, one-shots, campaigns, wiki jams, which is a fun thing we do every so often where everyone makes a new article on the wiki specifically for running a game on that wiki jam weekend, and just like make a game out of the thing that exists. There have been some pretty significant contributions to Quelmar lore just from the wiki jams. I have contributed stuff before, run games. I ran a Goat Crashers game for Wiki Jam, which was so much fun. It's one-page RPG. Speaking of Grant Howitt, check it out. But lovingly edited, compiled by, again, members of the community, including the art. One shout-out I will give is to, if I can find a good example of it, I really should probably memorize the page number. But one of the artists in our community members is Jenel Lawson, who contributed some really, really rad art to there, and also runs a stream of their own. Oh boy, with some other folks. If I should be careful with my ADHD brain of like trying to improvise shout outs because that requires memory. You are left. No, that's radio. And this is where I hate how Twitch navigates. I just want to see my. Tell you what, I will look that up later in an interest moving song. I'll put it in the YouTube VOD description. But she is also a graphic designer. I have, as a guest, appeared on her stream along with some other gaming community members. So I represented the Quelmar realm on a one-shot that they ran a little while ago, which was so much fun. It was all in the Feywild, which I'm a sucker for the Feywild. But speaking of Feywild, the Moonwild, which the Moonwild, which, yes, the Feywild does exist on the moon in Quelmar lore. She was responsible for this rad art in the book, amongst other also very rad pieces. as just an example of what you can be a part of if you join our community. Video in the Discord. Yep. There. Yeah. Pics and video of Gnobles if you're interested. Which, yeah, also, like I said, link to buy that book is on the main website, which I've already posted in the chat there, quelmar.world. And that last little bit, that Quell star. So, every... I love that. Moonwild, every creator portal. Speaking of Quelmar history, after much sort of hinting and teasing and whatnot, and definitely not a bunch of dragging of feet, my first foray into DMing for Quelmar, the level 20 epic level 5e one-shot, that is a little over 2 years old at this point. It is no longer just a vague threat. I have edited it. It is uploaded on YouTube, just waiting for me to hit the green light. I am going to be dropping that next Monday. So this same time slot, but I'm going to be, I think, we'll see. Should be able to drop it as a sort of a rerun here on Twitch, but at the very least, it's definitely going to be available as a YouTube VOD this time next week. So while you're waiting for more sweet Cyberpunk action, I'm going to be dropping that. Level 20 epic level one-shot. It is unlike this, which is Cyberpunk very far in the future. This takes place at basically the beginning of recorded history in Quelmar. There's still plenty of pre-recorded history Quelmar, but then humans showed up and started writing everything down. What a nuisance. So about 80 BR, 80 years into recorded history, that is when that one-shot takes place, as well as my, at least, particular take on a, potentially significant bit of Quelmar history that is on the back cover of the book. Who's to say? That it can all be found there. 6 fantastic players: John Sparagowski, Ali. Oh boy, Ali Mark, Ellis, woman. I probably shouldn't. Just sing first names is fine. John, Ali, Alyssa, Connor, Jeff. Jeff was there. Yes. Yep. Jeff was in. Yeah. There's the emote, which I'm not unconvinced that emote didn't come from that one shot. You at least recreated that. John, Ali, Alyssa, Connor, Jeff, and Rose. Those are our 6 level 20 players there as they take on the challenge of a lifetime there at level 20. None of them died. Or did they? No more spoilers here. Go ahead and check that out next week. Well, that's all the biz. So, one last thing to do. We all know the sign-off, and will be one final sign-off for our particular computer friend personality. You just got here. Well... You just showed up. Well, James, you might be interested to know. Last thing I'll say is, yeah, too late. I'm not going to say anything else. You just have to watch the VOD. But that 2-year-old video is no longer just a threat. It's happening. It's happening this time next week. It will be released into the wild. And on that note, it's time for the sign-off. We know it. We love it. Ready? 3, 2, 1...
Keep rolling the dice.
those dice.
Ha ha! Nailed it first try.
Wellington
Good
is
night.
dead.
Wellington is dead. Long live Wellington.